I've put together a list of 10 tips today for players of varying progress levels in the game. These are just some things that you may not know about yet that would be handy to know as you make your way through the Dragonwilds. So I used most of these on my second playthrough, which made it really quite easy to finish up Velgar in under 7 hours of gameplay. Use the Dragonwilds interactive map on mapgenie.io to make farming items much easier. So currently there is an interactive map on this website that will allow you to select only what you're looking for. So this includes the location of all anima-infused trees, ore nodes, NPCs, and chests, along with some other stuff. You can very quickly level up your cooking skill by cooking boiled water. So place down a set of campfires, fill them with logs, collect lots of dirty water, so go for a quick squidge in the water, and then you can boost your cooking skill incredibly quickly. You can make enough water in the first, say, 10 minutes of gameplay to last you at least 20 hours of gameplay. You can shoot the runes out of the air at the rune deposits, or you can use the rock explosion skill. So if you're always running a little bit low on rune essence, you might not have realized yet that you can actually just shoot the rocks out of the air and then you can mine them. Create a base in the Temple Woods area to avoid any random dragon raids from happening. So I'm not sure if this will be changed later, but the Temple Woods is essentially considered the tutorial area. So any random dragon attacks will not happen if you set up a main base here. And you'll only be raided by a level 1 set of goblins that only have one wave. So you can set up a lodestone here or just use the default one that's inside the church and easily be able to travel between areas without random interruptions. Also, if you travel through other areas at night, that is when you will be hunted by enemies. So you can avoid this by not traveling during the nighttime. So you sleep at your bed during the night cycles for an easier time overall. You can make thousands of needed skill runes very easily at a rune altar. So doing some early game farming of these will both boost your rune skill and will also ensure that you can use any of the skills as much as needed, such as wind jump, rock explosion. You can use your actual mage items, and you could also use an XP boost alongside it. Rushing into the next area and farming the next tier of resources is the fastest way to progress and unlock more recipes. So get good at running and dodge rolling. Collect the new ores and items, make the next tier of weapons and pickaxes and axes mainly, and then you can make your way onto the next area with all of your new recipes unlocked. Take at least one vault core with you to make a lodestone when traversing for a while. If you feel like you're about to die in an area, you can very quickly place a teleporter and then you'll die, but you can come straight back. I used this near the end of the Highlands in my first run to make sure that I didn't have to make the full trip all the way back, but it could be useful at any point in the game. This does mean that early vault runs will be very useful to you, and vault cores do respawn in the vaults once a day, and they also sometimes drop from vault guardians. Although sometimes with the day and night cycle it seems to take a little bit longer, but that is what the wiki tells me, one day. But they are very heavy, so make sure that you're doing separate ore and vault core runs. So you should place a lodestone outside of every single vault, even if you're in the middle of completing them, so that then you can come back and farm them all very easily later on. It basically means that you can have endless vault cores as long as you want just by farming the early vaults. Make lots of anti-poison potions. Poison negation is useful from the second area, the Whispering Swamp, all the way to the current endgame, including the final boss fight. So collect Haralander, bitter cat mushrooms, and clay from the floor of Whispering Swamp, and then use the brewing cauldron to make as many of these potions as you can. Each gives 300 seconds of poison negation and will help you out greatly. You can get a free level 3 bow without even having to craft it by completing the Heartstrings quest. So the Fractured Plains contains 8 anima-infused trees, and you'll need to visit all of them and interact with the gravestone things on them to collect the bow, but you do have to start from the first original tree to start the quest. You can also pick up anima-infused bark at each of these trees, which can be very useful and is essential for some late game items. The magical mending skill, the artisan level 27 skill, makes it so that you'll never need to use valuable resources to repair your equipment ever again. So no more needing to use iron bars to repair shields, bows, or armor. This skill is actually cracked, so you should use it if you haven't been already. All that you need to do is drop all of the items that need repairing on the floor, activate the skill, and then they will all be re-added to your inventory at full durability. Wolves have a lot of issues when it comes to inclines. Do you hate the wolves as much as I do? Dire wolves especially? Well, if you want to up your chances of survival against wolves that are like 2 levels above you, try baiting them up a slight hill or incline. It won't always capture them, and it might even get patched out later, but wolves currently seem to have a lot of problems when it comes to uneven surfaces. I've noticed it with a few other enemies too, but wolves in particular are a pain to run away from, so hills that you suddenly drop down from are your friend. I think a bow and arrow bait between slopes actually works against close to any enemy in the current build of the game, but I really hate these wolves, so they can have the hill treatment.